Welcome everybody, I'm 6am Comics, and this is reviewing my 6-year-old's comics. Now, don't worry, we've still got a massive catalog of worldwide comics to go through. But seeing as Thanksgiving is this week, I thought we'd review something a little more festive. Now, as we've gone over in the past, former Worldwide Comics editor and big brother to Nolan, Milo, briefly embarked on his own comic empire with the youngest brother, Levi. The end result was the sleeper hit series, Mark Marianelli. However, creative differences ultimately drove a wedge between the two creators, leaving Milo to pursue the franchise on his own. Levi, on the other hand, decided to branch out into his own line of solo comics, featuring a brand new stick hero named Apple Pie Man. Now, to avoid any copyright infringement, Levi made sure to keep Apple Pie Man visually distinct by removing any semblance of a geometrically shaped nose. In addition, the storylines were significantly more abstract, which narrowed his audience to a few select indie fans. For comparison, if Milo and Nolan were DC and Marvel, Levi would most certainly be Image Comics. So who is Apple Pie Man? Well, it's hard to really say. What little knowledge we have of this character would imply he hails from Apple Pie Planet, a mysterious alien world which is theoretically home to a bizarre race of stick people. Typically, a standard Apple Pie Man comic is 1 page long and ends with Apple Pie Man usually exploding with a massive boom. In any case, with Thanksgiving fast approaching, Levi wanted to celebrate with something a little more epic than his usual Apple Pie Man tale. And so, he enlisted the services of one 40-year-old father, myself, to assist in the creation of what he considers to be his Thanksgiving Citizen Kane of comics. Now, we only had about 20 minutes before he had to go to bed, and he couldn't be burdened by the tedious task of illustrating an entire comic book. No, he needed to focus on the story, the direction, and so he assigned me the task of illustrating the comic. Now, with the clock counting down from 20 minutes, he told me exactly what to draw, panel by panel. We barely finished the book before his mother dragged him away, kicking and screaming to get ready for bed. All things considered, it was mission accomplished. So, may I present to you Apple Pie Man and the Wrath of the Turkey Snatcher. Let's have a look. Beginning with the overall presentation, this is, of course, a standard triple stapled floppy. Given the tight schedule this project was on, it's a mere 4 pages long and only lightly drawn in pencil. Also, there's a weird green dot that has apparently bled through every page of this book, so I guess it's technically in color. While the interiors were drawn by yours truly, Levi felt it necessary to design the cover himself so as to provide some consistency within the Apple Pie Man franchise. It'd feel a little awkward to comment on my own artwork, so for now we'll just focus on Levi's cover art. The Apple Pie Man logo is a unique blend of abbreviation, bubble letters, and fingers. Apple Pie Man is initialed AP, but retains the fingers present on every other letter in the logo. A general design rule is to avoid the usage of too many fonts on one page. However, Levi's utilization of 4 custom fonts keeps on brand with the punk rock nature of his comic industry, and is a perfect representation of the chaotic bliss one experiences while reading one of his daring tales. Speaking of daring tales, let's open this bad boy up and see what's in store for our stick protagonist. I should once again reiterate, while I did handle the illustrations, quite hastily might I add, I had zero involvement in the story. Every panel was dictated by the young author. I was merely a tool, Picasso's paintbrush, if you will. We begin with a simple dedication to Levi's favorite person in the entire world, his mother. I thought I deserved a little recognition, but that's neither here nor there. We're introduced to Apple Pie Man's quadruple-decker house on a peaceful morning. Apple Pie Man relaxes in his chair, flipping through channels on the television. Suddenly, Breaking news flashes across the screen, startling our protagonist. We're now tuned in to the local news reporter, Pooper the Dummy. Yep. As he declares that the Turkey Snatcher is on the loose. Gasping at this horrific revelation, Apple Pie Man stands up from his seat and declares, "The Turkey Snatcher? On the loose?" He glares, "Not on my watch." Our hero's body tenses up and he begins to shake as he squats. Perhaps a super heroic takeoff is imminent? Nope, he makes a poop. And with the resounding boom, he launches into the air. Again, I'd just like to remind everybody that I was simply drawing exactly what I was being told to draw. Exactly. Apple Pie Man flies through his apple portal at breakneck speeds and soon arrives on the planet of Turkey Land. We cut to the surface of the strange new world and see a pack of hand turkeys grazing in a pasture. They look up at the newly arriving visitor, who gleefully shouts, "Hi, turkeys!" Apple Pie Man lands face first into the ground and seemingly dies. No, wait, he's okay. As our hero looks around at the surrounding pastures full of hand turkeys, he ponders, "Wait a minute. I'm afraid of turkeys!" My gosh, what a twist of M. Night Shyamalan proportions. Horrified at the thought of his unfortunate dilemma, he runs away, screaming. That is until he collides with something. The belly of a strange man in a giant turkey costume. Apple Pie Man looks up to realize that this is no ordinary giant man in a turkey costume. It's the Turkey Snatcher. To be continued. Also, interruptions. He thinks interruptions means the same thing as illustrations. I didn't have the heart to correct him. Interruptions by Daddy/Mark. That's me. He likes to occasionally remind me that he knows my first name. It's a power play. What a story. Not only does it keep consistent with the abstract nature of an Apple Pie Man story, it also gives us a unique introspective into the psyche of this strange hero. It humanizes him in a way we've yet to see before. He's brave, no doubt, perhaps a little off-putting at times, but he's also just a man, sort of, with fears and flaws just like the rest of us. Despite his unusual phobia of our beloved Thanksgiving bird, he still takes the risk to journey into the belly of his fears to save these beloved beasts from an infamous kidnapper. Granted, he seemingly forgot that he was afraid of these animals before he made the journey, but I'd like to think it wouldn't have stopped him either way. After all, Thanksgiving was on the line. Need I remind you, all of this depth, all of this emotional weight, from the mind of a 6-year-old. I dare you to find this kind of storytelling from an adult. I dare you!
You can't do it!
In addition to the deeper themes within the story, we also got an introduction to a very weird power that Apple Pie Man possesses. He can open an apple pie portal to just about anywhere in the universe with the mere release of his bowels. Sure, it's gross, but who wouldn't compromise a little social etiquette for the ability to travel to the stars? I doubt Apple Pie Man cares. Probably something to do with the amount of times he's crash landed on his head. Now let's not forget about our villain, the Turkey Snatcher. Just what is his deal? Why is he snatching up turkeys, and why is he so darn large? Maybe we'll get some answers in the sequel. My gosh, what a roller coaster. But luckily for us, the ride isn't over, because just a few days after the completion of this comic, Levi once again enlisted my services to illustrate the conclusion of the Turkey Snatcher storyline. We'll take a look at that next week, assuming I don't need my stomach pumped from the amount of Thanksgiving dinner I'm about to consume. It's not going to be pretty. But anyway, I hope you all have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Be sure to tell someone you love them, and I will see you next week. Sub it, like it, share it. I'm out.